Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more of your daily gaming news with myself, Amata. Today is of course the 10th of October and I'm here with some rather interesting news concerning THQ. I bet you had thought you'd heard the last from them, but no. They are actually suing both Electronic Arts and the UFC parent company Zuffer over the termination of THQ's UFC video game license and of course its subsequent transfer over to EA. Now, according to THQ, who as you probably know went bankrupt a little while ago, EA and Zuffer conspired to bring about the cancellation of THQ's UFC license for their own financial gain. Now, THQ did sign a UFC licensing agreement with Zuffer back in January 2007 and went on to produce 3 games which went by the names of UFC Undisputed 2009, UFC Undisputed 2010 and last year's UFC Undisputed 3. And in its lawsuit, which is listed fully on Polygon, so I'm going to put that link in the description if you want to go check it out, THQ says that by 2011, its deteriorating financial situation led them to explore the possibility of putting itself up for sale. And they are claiming that they had several discussions with the EA about a potential sale to the publisher in early December 2011. And during these meetings, THQ apparently divulged, quote, internal financial information, including detailed sales and revenue figures for the UFC franchise and projected marketing expenditures on the next UFC franchise game with EA. And then later that same month, Zuffer is said to have apparently sent THQ a letter informing them that they wanted to terminate their contract and their UFC licensing agreement due to their financial problems. And the essence of THQ's complaint reads as such, quote, prior to the demand letter, EA contacted Zuffer, informed Zuffer of THQ's perilous financial condition and expressed interest in acquiring the UFC franchise directly from Zuffer, causing Zuffer to threaten termination of the UFC license. And Zuffer did go on to pay THQ $10 million for the termination of their existing agreement and, of course, the license to the UFC-related IP. THQ does believe that the UFC franchise was worth double that figure, but their bargaining position had been severely undermined by both Zuffer and EA's collusion. Now, THQ is seeking the nullification of the UFC license transfer and damages which amount to at least $10 million. And it also wants EA to, quote, turn over the profits of the UFC franchise and wants the court to reject Zuffer's bankruptcy claims against THQ, which total some $1.96 million. Now, EA has not really said much regarding this topic other than a spokesperson saying to Polygon that they believe that the, quote, claims are without merit. Now, essentially, THQ is saying that the UFC license changeover was a fraudulent transfer under US bankruptcy law, and they're additionally alleging that EA, by sharing their confidential financial information with Zuffer, committed, quote, tortuous interference with their licensing agreement, and basically they wanted to benefit from the THQ's troubles and, of course, eventual decline into bankruptcy. So essentially, EA supposedly shared rather sensitive information which led to this and basically led to them selling the UFC IP for much less than it was worth, according to THQ, about half of its actual worth. So it'll be interesting to see what actually comes of this and if EA or THQ has any more to say regarding this issue. I don't think anyone expected to hear any more from THQ, especially not this, and I just wonder how likely it's actually going to be that they'll have any victory regarding this, because, well, they have to, of course, prove these allegations, but if indeed the information that Zuffer had would have only been obtained if either THQ or EA gave them that information, then all they have to do is prove that THQ themselves didn't give them that information, which, of course, shouldn't be that difficult to do, considering that it wouldn't really benefit them to do so, and of course ended up biting them in the butt. So the saga of THQ is not quite over, so definitely going to be keeping my eyes peeled on this one for any future updates. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on this though, guys. As always, I'm curious to see any comments from you on this particular topic. Anyway, that is me done for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.